Welcome all to another episode of Paris Reads the Hypernova series, Mystery of Planet Creyenia. So let's just hop right into it because we get to be introduced to a new character in this chapter, which I'm very excited for you guys to meet him. Allow me just to sip of my coffee. I just woke up, so forgive me if my voice acting isn't top-notch this morning. Footsteps barrel towards me. Instinct screams at me to wake. Enemy incoming. Is it a spawn? I bolt out of bed, heart pounding in my chest. A shadowy figure crosses the floor, causing the motion-triggered lights to activate. Ron? His name hisses through my clenched teeth. The blinding lights sting my eyes. Finn! His voice is tinged with urgency. Dude, what do you want? I gasp. You're gonna be late for your first class. His voice hurts my head. Massaging my temples, I try to get a grasp on what's happening. Ron flashes me his Jericho watch. I was so tired after doing my paperwork. I took a nap and I forgot about you, he says. You forgot about me. Nice. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. He grasps my shoulders, pulling me to my feet. Listen, not showing up for class when you're doing missions is fine, but you can't afford to be late on your first day. As what he is saying sinks in, I'm already on the move. How long do I have to get to class? 8 minutes. 8 minutes? You must be joking. But I know that he isn't. I'm already moving, grabbing my textbooks as Ron and I hurtle through the door into the corridor. It's a blessing I fell asleep in my uniform. It's his turn to keep up. I don't have a chance to brush my teeth or use my deodorant. Great. Now all my fellow Avers are gonna think humans are stupid and stinky. My face sets into a deep frown at the thought. An elevator arrives within moments and the doors open. I jump in. Ron stays in the corridor. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave you. I have my own classes to attend. All you gotta do is follow what's on your schedule. Got it? Right. Oh, what a terrible way to start my first class. I'll be starving, with a caffeine headache, too. You want floor 442, 2B, the first door on the left side of the hall. Go get him, kid. The elevator doors swish closed. Floor 442, I command. 442, it repeats. We plummet, uninterrupted, to floor 442. I jump out and fling myself through the first door on the left. I find myself in a gymnasium filled with 20 Avers who are staring at me in surprise. An awkward smile twitches on my face. Hi. Naki is leaning against the farthest wall. She waves at me with a smile, and, as I make my way towards her, I spot Kiwok growling. I choose to ignore him as I stand beside Naki. She pats me on the shoulder. Nice entrance, new guy. What'd I miss? She giggles. Just the rest of the class wondering where our teacher is. An imperious voice with a hint of disdain responds from the second gymnasium door. I'm right here, Miss Bell. My basic weapons instructor emerges from a door on the other side of the room from which it has, apparently, been observing its new intake. It is, literally, a spider-like man. It strolls out with a clipboard underneath each of its spider arms. It's 6 feet tall, with 4 spider eyes and fuzzy brown skin. In its mouth are medium-sized mandibles. 2 horns protrude from the top of its forehead. Its greenish underbelly is partially covered by its Aver's gold uniform. 2 long legs covered by boots turn to face us. I was waiting to see who dare be late for my class. An apt way to wean out the weak links in my squad. Fitting that a human would be the first to disappoint. His mandibles gnash in unison. Consider yourself lucky, Finn Bates. You are solely excused from classes at the grace of Godsonian Ulmu. I will ensure copious amounts of homework are forwarded to your Jericho. Clenching my fists together, my compulsion is to scream, "Don't treat me any differently from the other students." I open my mouth, but Naki grabs my wrist and shakes her head in warning. Spider-Man glares at her. A female from Travanere in my class as well? It seems I'm burdened with all of the outcasts. This time, it's gone too far. He turns his back just as I lunge forward to speak my mind. Naki puts her palm firmly on my chest and pushes me back. It's not worth it, she whispers. I take a deep breath, finding my focus. My name is Aver Gold Socrates, our teacher announces. This year, my sorry job will be to teach you pathetic lot how to use equipment vital to your survival as Citadel armed fighting forces. He lifts his top right arm, triggering his Jericho watch. Immediately, the floor begins to tremble violently, causing the majority of the asters to go wide-eyed with fear. I see Socrates watching me, and, with a considerable effort of will, I force myself to look perfectly calm. This was not what he was expecting, and I see his 4 eyes narrow. The challenge has been thrown down, and I've accepted it. As the rumbling continues across the gymnasium next to the second door, a monumentous climbing wall appears. It's 22 feet high and pockmarked with crevices, crannies, small outcrops, and toe holds. The top is framed with a 15-foot wide plastic pad. Socrates' arms cross behind the small of his back. You will learn how to handle photon blasters, plasma blasters, the capacitor baton, argon bomb, and most importantly, the dynamic polymer climbing equipment. Socrates glares at me. Your DPE is unclipped. Fin baits. As I hurriedly fix the clasp, a spark of satisfaction shows in his eyes. Guess Kiwak's not the only one I have to worry about. The main door whooshes open, and Fender Welcome strolls in with his webbed hands on his bulbous belly. He pauses a moment, nodding his head in Socrates' direction, and addressing the class. Let me give you a word of advice. Don't you let 4 eyes ruin your day. He spots me hiding against the walls and winks. As I smile back at him, I see Socrates' eyes narrow and the hairs on his arms rising. I believe you're supposed to be preparing for the advancement tests this term, Fender Welcome, are you not? I got it all done. Go ahead, don't let me ruin the moment. Socrates' lip twitches. Collecting himself, he points up at the wall. 4 students at a time. Climb this wall. Show me what you can do. I will judge your physical capabilities. The students are more than ready to jump to the front of the lines. Naki and I go to the back next to one another, with a couple of other newbies on my left. They have elongated orange faces and prehensile tails. Naki turns to me and points to the box fixed to the DPE. It has 3 buttons. The one on the left has an arrow pointing up. The middle one has a circle, and the third has an arrow pointing down. She points to the middle button with the circle. This one fires your hook. The arrow facing up is to climb, and the arrow facing down is to reel the line back in. Press it twice to go faster. The first 4 students step with their right foot forward, aiming the corner of their hip towards the wall. They press the center button, and a thick metallic rope with a silver hook shoots from the opening. 4 hooks land on target. The students go flying through the air, landing with their feet near the top of the climbing wall. They scramble up onto the plastic pad and squat there triumphantly. Socrates claps with all 4 hands. Well done. Now climb down by hand. Your DPE will not cover up your weak skill. The students unclasp their hooks and reel the lines back in, climbing down by hand per Socrates' instructions. Kiwak is one of the students next in line. He fires his DPE. The equipment helps him up the wall, but most of Kiwak's climbing power comes from his arms and legs, which could crush boulders or snap trees in half. The equipment struggles to bear his weight, the cords twitching and groaning. He reaches the top before everybody else. Whew, good thing I didn't fight him in the cafeteria. He'd snap me like a glow stick. 4 more asters of mixed species follow. 3 have little trouble in completing the climb, but the 4 needs 2 attempts, which draws a sarcastic comment from Socrates. All too soon, we are up. Despite the briefing from Naki, I get the feeling this is going to be messy. I've rock climbed before, when I scaled the face of the cliffs around Lolly Lake. But this isn't Lolly Lake. Ahem. Any day now, human. Maybe I shouldn't overthink this. So I aimlessly fire, missing the wall completely. My hook pings off the roof, clattering back down to the metal floor. Kiwak points. Ha! Welcome sends him a death glare. The 2 aliens alongside us scale the wall while my face turns red. Naki appears on my left. Hey, Finn, just relax your core and aim with your right hip. The hook will adjust 80 degrees above you. Socrates waves his arms dismissively. Climb the wall, Miss Bell. Naki flashes him an eye roll. Welcome gets a real kick out of that, chuckling with admiration as he nods. She turns to the wall, aiming her hook. She flies forward like a comet across the night sky. Jumping over her fellow students, Naki careens over the wall onto the landing pad with graceful beauty. We stare up in amazement as I reel my anchor in. Impressive, Miss Bell. Your skill has surpassed my low expectations. Socrates' compliment has a sharp edge. Re-aiming, my hook lands a foot or two away from Naki's position. She stares at it wide-eyed, nodding with approval. Welcome cheers me on. Good, Finn! Now just reel yourself in! Slamming my finger on the center button, the DPE quickly lifts me off the ground, whipping me through the air. Yeah! The exclamation is childish, but I can't help myself. I land with both feet on the wall. My right foot slips against a cranny. Oh, no you don't, I tell myself. I catch myself with my hands. Let go of the wall, Finn! Welcome's hands form a tunnel around his lips. All the balance comes from your hip. Let the DPE do the work for ya. Despite my fear, I let go of the wall, leaning back in midair. The sharp tug on my hip centers my body, keeping me upright. One tentative step at a time, I'm able to reach the top. Naki takes my hand, pulling me over the finish line. I guess that will have to do, Socrates exclaims sourly. I suppose he was waiting for me to fall and hit my head. Climbing down is easy enough, but I'm the last to land. A few of the students don't welcome my tardy pace. They roll their eyes or tap their feet. Well, at least this won't be any different than back on Earth. We repeat the same routine a few more times, and soon I'm coated in sweat. Embarrassingly, my stomach gives a loud rumble. My concentration wavers for a moment, and my foot slips off of its foothold. I fall, landing butt first on the floor. It's only a 3-foot drop, but it's enough to make me go, ow, and rub my tailbone. Naki helps me to my feet. Socrates raises his arms. That's it for today. Now, look sharp and form a line in twos. We shuffle into a ragged formation of pairs. Socrates is not impressed. Straighten up, look ahead, and on the command, quick march, leading off with the left foot. Or whatever passes for one, quick march out of here. Do I make myself clear? A reluctant chorus of, yes, Aver, comes from our formation. Right then, quick march. We start to shuffle forward, each at our own pace, bumping into each other. Halt, Socrates screams. I've never seen such a shambles. We'll keep doing this until you look like real asters. Now, listen up. When I say quick march, you keep looking ahead, and all move at the same pace. I will shout left, right, and as I do, you will move the appropriate appendage in time with my order. Now shape up again in a column of 2. Face the exit, and... He waits until we are all back in some sort of order, then yells, quick march! Left, right, as we make a show of marching for the first time. Once out in the corridor, we break up into groups. I breathe a sigh of relief. Man, am I glad to be free of Socrates' power trip. My glasses have slipped again. Adjusting them, I smile at Naki. Thank you for all your help. My pleasure. She pats my shoulder. Behind her, a large figure bellows. Hey, kids! We turn to face Welcome's outstretched arms. Good job today, everybody! Socrates has followed us out of the gymnasium and cannot have failed to hear Welcome's compliment. Passing the various groups, he scowls and heads off away from us, clearly frustrated. Welcome claps his fishy hands together. Don't let anyone get ye down. Good luck to both of ye. He slams his palms between my shoulders, knocking the wind from my lungs. I collect myself. Thanks, Fender. Naki giggles as we wave goodbye. We go outside into the elevator corridor, wanting to escape the disapproving glares from lingering students. Hey, so... I clear my throat. Naki tilts her head with a slight look of amusement at my awkwardness. You're really skilled, and I'm holding you back. What I mean is, I don't want that jerk, Socrates, thinking that you're lame, I tell her. Naki pauses, and then laughs, fixing her head tails, so that they rest properly around her ears. Well, I am, in a way. The glint in her eyes makes me realize she's waiting for me to ask the obvious question. I know I just met you, but why did Socrates mention your planet? to Cavanah? I botched the pronunciation. Her bright green eyes turned sad, looking at the floor, then back up at me. Let's just say my species is considered to be pretty lame, too. She winks, giving me a light shove on the arm. We lame kids gotta stick together, right? Well, that'll be easy, I hear myself say. Oh, did I actually just say that aloud? What will she think? But it doesn't seem to have fazed her. Don't be late for your next class, okay? I gotta meet up with Kisoi. I'll see you in a bit. Naki walks off as I wave goodbye. Her natural glow is radiant, leaving me with a warm feeling in my heart. Aww. Cute. I apologize if the voice acting wasn't too top-notch. Like I said, I'm very tired. It is a work day today. I am now a part of Book Talk, which means that I'm on TikTok. So I've got that link down below, as well as book 1 and 2 if you wish to purchase them. My book is now available in libraries around the Fraser Valley, and you can also read the Kindle edition of book 1 for the cheap price of $1.99, which is pretty awesome. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time. Lots of love. Stay safe, stay happy, stay awesome. Mwah. Bye.